Hello? Anyone here? Hello?
If you keep falling asleep, they're going to kick you out of here.
Sorry.
A reimagining of the horror icon, Freddy Krueger, comes to life again this year. Nightmare on Elm Street hits the cinema on May the 7th. Is it any good? Let's find out what the fans think.
To be honest, it's much better produced. Obviously, CGI's moved on a lot, but you can't beat the original. But it's been done very, very well. So very, very well done indeed, actually. That's scary.
Worth a watch for fans of the original. I wouldn't like to think that that's what newcomers would think of as A Nightmare on Elm Street. I thought Jackie was quite a monotonous Freddy compared to Robert Englund's, and you didn't get enough time with teenagers, I thought, and some wasted opportunities. The dreams weren't quite vivid enough for me. It seemed very cut and paste between real world, dream world.
You don't need to see the original to enjoy this one. It's scary in its own way. People remember the original won't remember if they pretend they do. It works.
So in comparison to the first, I mean, because I've already seen the first Nightmare on Elm Street, I kind of knew what was going to happen. So you lose an element of this of suspense that you would get if you were watching the film for the first time. But I think definitely for first-time viewers, the film's got great elements of suspense, and it looks absolutely fantastic compared to the original.
I don't think it lived up to the original. The original was good because of the naivety, the kind of amateur B-movie version. So this one, they took it too seriously as a scary movie.
But it works on its own terms. If you like a horror movie, you'll like it.
This isn't new, but by the same token, it's revived some of the scary aspects from the original, which I think is really, really good, and it's a very, very clever asset they've used in there.
Every time that I dream, there's always this man.
That's his mark, isn't it? Freddy.
The casting for Freddy was brilliant. There was certainly menace, and one of the key elements, ironically, of a character that's so visually disturbing is the voice. And whilst the voice is almost identical to Rorschach in Watchmen, the menace that it brings, I think, is really, really unique to the character and very well cast.
Really wanted to like Jackie Earle Haley's performance. He was menacing and he was moody, and maybe if you don't compare him to Robert Englund's, he's a good choice, but he just didn't have that crackle that Robert Englund has.
It hasn't got the same charm as the old Freddy, I don't think. They've made him a lot more scary and a lot more real, but I think that actually makes it not as believable as the original, because the original was so cartoony in a sense.
Actually, yeah, you can't beat the original, but by the same token, the makeup's excellent, and his dark side, his dark character is awesome.
Also, the fact that his voice of the new actor is so distinct that you know it's Rychek from Watchmen.
It's me, it's you, it's Dean, it's Jesse, Chris. He's in all of our heads, Nancy. We gotta stop this.
How?
Don't fall asleep.
I suppose if Freddy was to get me at my worst, you'd be in the middle of nowhere, completely lost, pretty much like the old abandoned school that they went to at the end, and with the nice menacing figure running along behind you, dragging the old spikes across to make that noise. I mean, just not knowing where you are, scary noises all around you, it'd be absolutely scare the crap out of me.
I think it would have to be probably in a dark room. It would have to be like in the movie From Behind. No, that sounds wrong, doesn't it? Yeah, it has to be in an enclosed dark space like the cupboard at the very, very end.
My pants would be off, and I'd definitely be at school, and he'd probably have my dead dog around his shoulders.
Probably drowning. I think that would be the worst, drowning.
A-levels.
Haven't slept in 3 days. We're running out of time. At the 70-hour mark, the insomniac will begin to experience micronaps. It means you're dreaming, but you don't know it, even if you're awake.
If you've never seen the film before, it's really well cast, visuals are great, so you're probably going to look towards the 4 out of 5, but for guys like me who sort of grew up on Nightmare on Elm Street, you know what's going to happen, so you lose some of that element of suspense, so 3 out of 5.
Definitely a 4.
I'd give it 1 to 2. I would say that it's made me want to go to sleep more than be scared about going to sleep.
Out of 5? A generous 3.
I'll give it 10 out of 10 for people who like horror movies. Okay? Oh, you want 5? 5 out of 5 then.
Why are you screaming? I haven't even cut you yet.
I don't know where